What? And we are live. Welcome back to the Blame.
So it's good. It was good. How was yours?
You did a show in Key West.
The show in Key West?
You can't just graze over that. How was that show?
That show was really fun. It was really fun. I got to open for Kevin Walls. The dude's hilarious.
Where was the show?
Way back in Key West. I don't want to say back, but like.
Yeah, but where? Like what?
Oh, the venue is called Comedy Key West.
Comedy Key West. I've heard of this place.
Oh, very good. Shout out.
Am. Because normally I come on here and I'm like, I don't know, I just kind of clean up the productive. I got some month.
You want to tell us about those?
Yeah, March, and I got booked to the strip and stand up.
You heard that, folks. Terry is going to be in New York
And
next
then
month.
Mitch Patel's coming back to Florida, so looks like I'll be at Off the Hook for a weekend, and then
Where is Off the Hook again?
Coral Gables.
Okay, Coral Gables. So
Well, yeah, that area. And not Coral Gables. What am I talking about? Cape Coral area.
Okay, cool. I was in Cape Coral a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And then Have Nots in Miami. I should be there for a couple days too. So,
I thought they closed the Have Nots down.
Got a new location.
Oh, they got a new location.
They move fast.
That's at Umbrella, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yep.
So thanks for asking. My weekend was a lot of.
Nobody.
How was your weekend, Joe?
You don't have a penis, so you don't matter.
Overshot it. You just kind of
Oh, you did?
I did.
But that's the running joke on the Blamegirl podcast is that no one cares about Blamegirl.
It's ironic because it's named after you.
It's because she has a vagina, so obviously it doesn't matter. So.
Normally I pay more attention to the people that have vaginas.
Are you paying attention to the people or to the vagina?
No, definitely to the vagina.
I think that might be the problem. But anyway, yeah, my weekend was one second, guys. Yes, I want a gin, Bombay Sapphire, and club soda with a few limes.
You're getting a peek at Jill Alcohol is alive right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, I did want to drink and we were late. It's a little bit of CPT and alcoholism, but yes. I had a rough day. Fuck you.
Did you really?
Yes.
Why was it a rough day?
I worked.
What you do? Y'all
To top off the weekend because it was a long weekend for some folks. I worked. Did you work?
Yeah, but on myself.
What about you? Did you work?
I definitely didn't work on myself, that's for sure. I'm still the same mess you see right now. But no, I'm off for the weekend. Thank you. Just do shit. Besides working on stand-up, that's about it.
Of course, this song is playing. I hate this song.
Hopefully they can't hear it.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get this to open.
It's
all right, guys,
Macarena.
we're gonna do this a little bit different tonight. Normally, as you know, we go ahead and we start with blaming, but not today. We got Dean in the house. He is the host of Thank You Miami, and so we're gonna interview Dean first.
You gotta switch it up when I'm here.
Yes, no problem, no problem. We've done that before. Like we're flexible here. At the Blamegirl podcast with Terry Wayne. I'm flexible. About you, how long?
It's gonna be roughly 3 years in April or July. One of the months in between.
Wow, you've only been doing it 3 years. You've made quite some moves since you've been doing it. You've hosted a few rooms. This isn't the first room that you hosted, right?
This would be my third room total. That's been like
Yeah.
like a mainstay.
Yeah, because I remember you had a room up here in Delray.
I did, yeah. Coffee District. Shout out to
Coffee
Chuck.
District.
Yeah.
And then you had the Tahoe
Shipwreckers.
Shipwreck. Please get us back on our track.
Nice.
So, what was your motivation to start comedy?
That's kind of like tickling. All right, so I always loved stand up growing up, but I never wanted to do it. I was really into politics more than anything else. I was even I was really
I could see that. We'll get to that later, but go ahead.
I was like I moved up to sick unfortunately. I came back kind of but I kind of left everything. And then so actually I saw a stand-up special by Robert Kelly, right? Not Kelly, whatever. But he is I saw that and laughed for oh my god, we're at 84. Shout out
I
to
heard
Kelly.
about this place. You know
Oh
this
my
place.
god, that place
I do.
is-
I never got to do that.
I almost stabbed a guy in Marina 84.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
you probably wouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
That's not even like the craziest story there. That's how crazy Marina 84 was. And I first sat there, look back, and pretty funny. 3 years, not 3 years, 2 years later, I got to open for Robert Kelly at Key West. Yeah,
That's awesome.
right. It
Full,
was
it's like full circle.
full fucking circle, man. Full circle. It was that was like one of the best moments ever. It really was.
I can't imagine. And you've been doing it.
That guy got so fat.
Yeah,
Like
he
from the time that I started watching Robert Kelly, which was like two orgasm days, you know, the
That's
Dane
something
the
that
Dane Cook
You
days.
could have kept to yourself. So Dean, what has been your proudest moment since starting?
Probably that, but more than anything else, that really is
The
my
full circle with
that
Robert
full
Kelly.
circle moment, man, because it was.
And that was what, this weekend?
No. That was
Another time.
December.
Okay.
That was last year. December.
Yeah. What's been your biggest challenge then?
Biggest challenge was probably honestly doing this room in Miami has been my biggest challenge. It's been
Why so?
only because like when I host, like I'm not monotone, right? I'm like so like I don't necessarily have a whole lot of energy, but when I host it's different. I do bring out that energy, but I was never good around the rooms. And Miami is known for that. You know, Miami is known to have audiences that really love to talk back, you know?
Oh my God. Yeah.
And yeah, at first when I thought about like when I was doing that, I was hesitant because I didn't know how it was gonna go. But instantly, like out the gate, it went really well. But it's just managing the bigger crowds because you've been to competition and you've been to Shipwreckers, and you know even on the best days at both those rooms, they weren't the same audience size as it is I think in Miami.
Yeah.
So it was a completely bigger challenge, especially just.
Well, thank you, Miami. I think when we went, it was a little bit more of an intimate crowd. However, I've heard about the crowd.
I liked the crowd when we went.
It was an intimate crowd, but
Yeah, that Monday is definitely a little bit
30
slower,
people.
but that's the thing though. That's why I love it. It fluctuates, you know.
Yeah.
So it changes on the Mondays, but
I like the room because it's like a vintage feel to the
Yeah.
whole vibe.
there's definitely
It makes me feel like I'm experiencing like Miami 1980s.
Yeah, it's up there in Little Havana, you know, in Miami.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I'm looking for Miami Vice. Said thank you, Miami. You know what I'm saying?
It might happen, man. There's no drugs there to make it happen. So.
All right. So, have you traveled anywhere to do comedy?
I traveled to Chicago and
Wow, Chicago. I hear that's a great spot for comedy.
oh my god, I did Zanies over there,
Okay.
and that place is they even do when they send you the email, they say that this is an A club, and you go there and you're like, oh, that's very potential, but you go there and you're like, yeah, this is an A club. Like,
Yeah.
You heard of this place?
Zanies, yeah, so
Yeah, it's a franchise, kind of like the Improv. There's a few of them.
Yeah, there's like three, I think, three or four. There's like Nashville,
Yeah.
one in Chicago.
I've been to the one in Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville's one of their main one, I think.
He's from Nashville. So.
I'm from Memphis, but thank you. Same state, which is good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Same state, so you're close.
I love the chemistry between y'all.
Oh, you just wait till we start blaming.
You should have been here on the car ride down.
Always the car ride down is always.
It's either the car ride down or the car ride back, but it's one of the car rides.
Why do we ride together? But anyway, because we care about the planet.
I feel like
Yeah, that's
kid
the reason.
when like their parents aren't getting along, and I'm just trying to like pretend everything's going great right now. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like the parents are fighting in the car, and I'm just like trying to like look out the window, all distracted.
Why does it seem like we're fighting? We're fine.
Because we bicker like an old married couple.
Basically.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll do that with anybody. So don't.
Oh, I know. I know.
But anyway,
let's get back to me though.
yeah. So what's your favorite venue? And you can't say.
Can't say the Improvs. It's too easy.
I mean I love the Improv. My favorite venue to date, shit, it's a toss up between the Zanies and Key West. It really is.
Key West, that good, huh?
It's amazing. It's only because it's like
It's all travelers, like and they're all looking for something to do.
Yeah,
so it's probably a crowd.
always. I mean, they always sell out.
And then they're there for laughter. They're like, let's go to a comedy club.
That too, but it goes past that, especially because y'all know as comedians. I mean, it goes beyond just the experience you have on stage. But the moment you walk into the club and like how you're treated and how you're treated as a comic,
Yeah.
and like those places really treated you as a professional, and it really helps you, especially as like a comic that's like just coming up. You don't get those experiences, so when you get into those moments, you're kind of like you're trying to figure out how to like navigate and how to work towards it, or like how to like just how to act in that scenario. And they just make it so easy. They really do. And I mean,
I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to,
I would love
reach
to go
out
down
to some
there.
folks.
they are
I'd
awesome.
like to try that because you're like the third person that told me that from Todd.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones, man.
Well, so that's about it about comedy. I want to know who Dean is. Like, do you have a day job, Dean?
I do have a day job,
What do
unfortunately.
you do? Unfortunately,
Yeah.
right?
Who is Dean, really?
Right. No, I work as an exterminator. Not the most funnest job, but shit, it keeps me fit. I don't do the.
He kills things.
I
He
do.
exterminates.
I do. Thankfully, I don't do like all the stuff with the bugs. Like I do a lot of like if you can believe it, I do a lot of lawn care. Like I do like a lot of like lawn sprays, plant sprays, I'm up on roofs and attics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is the first line of defense.
Yeah.
I
You're
know.
right about that.
I know you do WDOs.
Oh shit.
I could throw you some work. Yeah.
Oh, you throw us some work, man. I got you. I get a commission off that.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Comedy
I'm a home
networking.
inspector.
Really?
Comedy
Yeah.
network.
Oh, there you go. Look at
I'm also in the attics,
that.
So,
but it doesn't keep me in shape.
are you from here originally, Dean?
Nah, I was born in New York and I was raised in Philly.
Oh yeah, you were born in New York, raised in Philly. How long have you been here?
And then after that, what? It's like Irish descendants.
Something like
Before
that.
that?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
My family's with the police force, Yeah. I was alright. So I left Philly when I was 8 or 9 years old. I came down here to Miami, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're a Florida man.
I am.
You became a man in Florida. You're a Florida man.
I don't know if I'm a man yet, but I'm definitely Floridian.
Oh, how old are you, Dean?
26.
I'd say
You're
in the
still
eyes of the law.
developing.
Yeah.
Still developing.
By all legal extent, sure.
So, do you have any other projects other than do you have a podcast? Do you have any other rooms you're hosting? Anything you want to talk about?
Besides, thank you. That is about it. I mean, other than that, I mean, you can also have projects like my cards are projects.
Oh, we're gonna get to that very soon.
Okay,
Okay, so do you have any upcoming shows that you want to promote? Thank you, Miami. Clearly.
Yeah, we do that every Monday and Friday in Miami, Havana. I'm at that Key West club almost every week. I will be at I'll be at St. Augustine March 5th. I gotta go a whole bunch of stuff.
He's all over.
Yeah, just follow my Instagram. You'll see shit.
Where can they follow you on Instagram?
Very simple. Dean does stand up. That's it. Dean does what?
Stand up.
There you go.
You the
does
only
stand up.
Dean doing stand up?
There's like one other Dean, but he doesn't really do stand. He does stand up. I was gonna do the joke, but then I was like, nah, I shouldn't go for it.
It's like Dean Napolitano.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dean Napolitano. You're not
but
talking
that's
about him,
He's
are
like
you?
a headliner though.
Yeah.
I'm like local comic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
What other Dean is there other than Dean Napolitano?
Dean Gonzalez,
Oh yeah, Dean.
Gonzalez.
What's his nickname? It's the
Miami Dean,
Miami Dean.
Latino Tarantino.
That's it, Latino Tarantino.
Yeah, but now you gotta say it with the Latino Tarantino.
Latino Tarantino. We gotta get Dean on.
Can't
So, so are you ready to play the blame game?
I am ready to play the blame game. Yeah, let's go.
wait. I don't know why that was so funny.
That was hilarious.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Dean, don't laugh at Terry's jokes.
It only
That's-
encourages me.
Yeah, right. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Don't make him feel funny whatsoever. No, but Dean,
Talk to
you
them.
you love cars, but you seem plagued with car troubles. Who's
Yeah,
to blame?
definitely me.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Definitely me. I am to blame.
100%.
That's the thing though. Like I'm building a track car though. So as
Why are you to blame? Why do you
I mean,
car trouble?
I'm addicted to this. You know what I mean? If it wasn't the cars, I'd be out at club getting my heart broken. So I'm gonna just put my mind into my engine, build that up, and then get my heart broken out on the road. You know what I mean?
You be building your engines up?
I'm building my engines up.
He also likes to wake up everybody in the neighborhood when he drives down the street.
That's the thing I do.
Freak out every pet in the neighborhood. Yeah.
That's exactly what I do. That's the whole point of it, man. That's the whole point of it. If you're not pissing people off, you're doing something wrong.
That's right.
Just like motorcyclists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to hang around for a couple of blames? I know you got to get down to your room.
I could do one or two blames.
It's up to you, man.
I could do like one or two blames.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
I'll do like
You're awesome.
There you go.
All right, so first up, we got the Orange County Association of District Attorneys, y'all. They endorsed a district attorney who questioned whether or not a criminal dated white women during the sentencing phase. Who's to blame, guys?
Honestly, I probably say the dude's to blame. You know what I mean? Like first of all,
Which dude? The DA or the criminal?
no, definitely a criminal. Definitely a criminal.
Oh, D.
No, for the wrong reason. No, because you mistaken that. All right, like honestly, like you read the whole article, right? Like this dude. You know what? I think I'm talking out of attorney. I think everyone's to blame in this, but mainly the criminal, only because he did kill two people. And I think at this point, we're already discussing, his dating habits. I think that's the least.
Well,
Him
that's
dating white women is like the least violent thing in his.
that
history,
that
right?
was brought up by the attorney that's sentencing him. That's why we're discussing it. And I was like, I thought about it and I was like, is it OJ's fault for dating Nicole Kidman and killing her? And like, but what this
Not
DA?
Nicole Kidman.
Oh, Nicole, what was
Yeah. His wife.
Nicole Simpson.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
Nicole Kidman's still alive.
Yeah, she is.
She did
she's
not
still-
date
She's
OJ.
still doing movies.
But you know what I mean. Like, is it OJ for killing Nicole Simpson? I just thought, like, the DA said this was his reasoning, and it was so stupid. He said that he thought that maybe the criminal dated white women to like shield himself in their whiteness, basically.
I can buy that. I can buy that.
What do you think, Terry?
I don't really buy that, but I don't think he asked for no reason. what was the charges against him? Was it dating and defrauding white women? Because then it makes sense.
No, it wasn't dating and defrauding.
Okay. What was it?
I think he had just.
This is your show also. I do not know the rest of the article.
I do. I just want to hear
He
you say
doesn't
it.
put any effort into it.
Oh yeah. How much effort is required? Do I think he was like, oh, he dated white women, I bet, and like, no, I don't think it's that. I'm
I love how the show's going.
I am inclined to kind of agree with. It's a stupid technique or to try and attack somebody by saying, oh, you're shielding yourself with these white women. That's a dumb argument, but it's an argument I could see an attorney making.
But that's his only argument. That's what
Yeah,
he's making.
yeah.
A prosecutor making, and he's making it in the sentencing phase. It has nothing. The guy was convicted. Just sentence him. You don't need to know like what his history of dating white women was.
Well, it's kind of like this. It's the same reason.
Good old boy shit.
It's the same mentality that went into Harvey Weinstein going into his sentencing with a walker, and then once he got sentenced, he didn't need the walker anymore. It's the same thing as trying to build up sympathy, and
you think him dating white women would build up sympathy?
in Orange County, yeah.
If he was dating a black woman, you would feel less sympathetic.
I think people in Orange County would.
I feel sympathetic for everyone who's dating. Honestly, like I am big on people pulling out there.
Yeah. But people do that all the time. They bring their kids to court. They're always trying to play sympathy.
I feel like you're always looking for something to actually blame. You know, like you're
Blamegirl.
I know, but I mean like
Blamegirl.
I know, but it's, like you were studying there. You're like, oh, I think I got him. I think I got him.
No,
Yeah.
but y'all.
No, she always wants to make
It's
it.
not that. Did you hear what you just said?
about
Y'all
who's-
both just said
you
it.
would be
Y'all
really
are like,
great.
yeah, we're more sympathetic to black guys who date white girls.
I didn't say that.
Yo,
I said
like-
in Orange County, yeah, I bet it gets more sympathy. Yeah.
I think we should. I wish I had the capabilities
In
of
Dade
producer
County.
where we could rewind the tape, play it right back to Terry, so he knows.
No, I
I
knew
know
exactly
this
what
is
I
live,
said.
but it's not like actually like recording. Like we can't like.
Well,
play it back
the
and
funny
get
thing
video.
is,
Yeah, we can't play.
yeah,
it.
the funny thing is, I can play it back, and I'm just gonna make a mental note of the time, so I can come back to it. And because what I said was, I said in Orange County, I could see how that gets you more sympathy. In Dade County, not so much.
What I don't like is how, like, if all three of us were in court, you guys would do so much better than me. Because I wouldn't even remember what I would have said. Like,
Well, we do have a few years on.
you
So-
do. You guys gotta.
We're grown,
There
we're
is
grown.
something to be said about the knowledge of the experience. So, but that's for all us to gain at our own. I'll trade my knowledge for your age if you want. No, you sure?
Yeah, I'm
You
sure.
sure?
I'll stay stupid. I'll stay stupid.
My balls are starting to descend. Do you want to have that for a while?
Now my balls are ready to send it.
Why are you harassing me? It's like-
I'm not. I'm trying to barter with him.
Your balls.
I'm trying to barter with him to
Yo.
make a good choice for
Yo, I
myself.
love how
I would like-
that's your idea of harassment though.
I would like
Why are you
15
talking about
years.
his balls to you?
She's so sensitive. It's crazy. This
Guys,
is where half these blames come from, by the way.
it's not where
We're gonna make this about race or misogyny, one or the other.
It's just- I'm
That's
just-
how she runs it.
I'm just like, I'm
All right,
sorry,
well,
my
let's go to the next one.
existence as a black woman walking through this earth, and that's my experience.
All right. Well, let's go to the next one,
I'm
see if
just
I'm
glad
right.
that my experience is not a person that is HIV positive, because that would be a really rough existence. But we talked about a few weeks ago how people can naturally cured themselves of HIV. Well, there are also now a scientific cure for HIV that's available, but it's only to a small subset of cancer patients. Who's to blame? The irony here, guys. What the fuck?
The pharmaceutical complex, the industrial pharmaceutical complex is to blame.
How's it their fault?
Because why? Chris Rock said this 25 years ago. Why sell somebody the cure and have them go walk away when you could sell them the medicine that they have to come back for? Yeah,
It's the same
so they've
reason
been
why I don't
selling the
believe
meds. They've been selling HIV meds for what, 20 years? You know?
Did you hear what he said?
No.
Go ahead.
That's the same reason why I don't believe in furniture.
Yeah, exactly. No. Why they're never gonna. If they have, I bet they have the cure already. They already have it. They know they're not gonna give it away. Why? That's billions of dollars walking out
So
the door.
you think that they really, in reality, they have the cure? It's not just a small subset of cancer patients that they can cure, but they just are hiding it. So yours is
How the fuck Magic Johnson's still alive?
the industrial complex. What about you?
He came out with AIDS when I was like 13 years old. I am 41. How the fuck is he still alive?
I like how you say they came out with AIDS, like they showcased.
No, he came
Magic
out as
Johnson.
a HIV positive when I was like 13.
He never got AIDS. He just was always HIV positive. But go ahead.
What could be
I don't
the
think-
difference?
I
What
don't think
could
anyone's
be
to
the
blame
difference?
in this sense, honestly. Especially even something with tricky as like HIV and stuff like that. And even in the art, like because they do stem cell research. They really when you do like stem cell therapy and all that stuff, you gotta talk. You gotta keep in mind, who's the donor, who's getting it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main reasons why they're like, oh, we gotta
small subset.
exactly. That's exactly why.
Well, that's a good point that you bring up. It's not just there's a small set of donors, but it's also a very high risk therapy.
Exactly. And
you don't get it if you need it for cancer, right?
yeah, that exactly what I'm saying. They're saying it's only for like something that's like incredibly fatal.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the whole thing with anything when it comes to health insurance. That it's so murky. Not even just from the red tape aspect, but from the actual scientific aspect of like all the stuff that goes involved to it.
Yeah.
And people only have like a certain viewpoint of it. So their perception gets like obviously when people start thinking about it, they're like, oh, okay, this is my viewpoint, but then they don't go deeper and they read that because they don't read the whole article. They just read the title or just like first couple paragraphs or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, oh, HIV cure?
Exactly.
But you don't know that there's all these contingencies.
Yeah.
But what I also thought was interesting is that
Nothing wrong with stem cell research.
there is a bit of link to race here because
Here we go. Go ahead.
is there not?
I don't know. Explain how.
Well, they said that first of all, like Dean brought up, like there's not that many donors, but there's some type of thing with the HIV that's more resistant in your being. I'm not a scientist and I can't explain
Yeah,
it.
but that just goes down to genetics.
Yeah, no, it does. But I mean, I'm only saying this because I just want to reiterate in
That everything is either about race or misogyny.
Oh,
No.
Are you saying that nature is racist? Gio?
no,
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not. No.
Gio just said that
I was
nature
gonna
is
quote
racist.
Kanye and say the
I-
government created
Gio,
it.
I feel personally attacked right now.
To attack them.
That's oh my god.
Why would
I
the
feel-
government see
Y'all
back
know
in
the
the
government
80s?
administer AIDS.
Back in the
Y'all don't know
80s,
that?
they used to say that the government created AIDS to eliminate the homosexual population. So now it's again,
They
it's
come
just
in
like
for
people.
somebody.
No, it's just like people who say
And they
inside.
made white cisgender people exempt from it.
I'm sorry that the middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of yours, but I'll pick up
Me
from
too.
where I left off. It's the same thing about people who say 9/11 was an inside job, or the
Why you point to me when you
Corona-
said that?
coronavirus
Oh, I
was
was about to say,
coronavirus was a hoax. or
He's an
this or
inside
that.
job.
It's when you take a person that cannot handle a big situation, they have to find a simple answer. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
that's
can't
right.
understand how a virus, can grow in nature and then evolve in humans and switch species and mutate. So the government created it.
But you
Or you
don't
can't
think that the
understand how
government-
11 guys with 2 planes could change the fucking world. But they did, so it's like, oh, there's got to be something. There's got to be an easy answer behind it, and there
But
just isn't.
it's not like there's not valid reasons behind conspiracy theories. We've talked about this. Like the government has done fucked up shit.
That's
They
right.
did give black folks syphilis and shit.
You're
So
right.
it's like
You know the difference between those and the one we're
and
talking about?
AIDS, they're both sexually transmitted disease. I know that's a similarity. So what's the difference?
The difference between the conspiracy theories that we know about, like MK Ultra and about the Tuskegee experiments, is that we didn't learn about those until they were declassified. If the government wants to get away with something, they're going to get away with it. Okay? There was no
I feel like-
conspiracy theory about Tuskegee until those files were declassified.
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like you guys don't like the government.
I'm fine with the
getting
government.
that vibe.
I'm fine.
getting that vibe.
I'm fine with the government. If the
I believe
NSA
in
is
a healthy
watching,
distrust in your government.
I am not a militant.
I'm not a
This,
militant,
this,
but
I
like I
will
said,
roll on her instantly.
I
Oh, no,
believe in a
I'm-
healthy. You should question your government.
Oh, no,
We
I'm-
didn't become this country without folks questioning government. So
Yeah, but
I'm
a lot of the
libertarian,
times they
so
question
I'm,
it.
I'm huge on
you are like no government.
no
And
government.
that's
Well,
crazy.
let me,
Nah,
But,
I don't,
I'm a classical
I don't
Republican.
dislike the government because of stuff like that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I'm quite the opposite. I get mad at the government over the fact that, we spent $1 trillion on national defense in the last 20 years, and yet Americans still live in fear of shit as small as immigrants hopping the border. So
that's
what's
what-
all that money doing for?
Dean, you don't want to hang around and talk about Black Lives Matter?
I gotta bounce
I know
out.
you
I
do.
gotta
Alright.
bounce out. That's just bad timing type
I
shit,
know,
ain't it?
we're
Right?
Yeah,
making
it's because he doesn't care about Black lives, apparently.
He just.
You heard it
I
here
told-
on Blamegirl
I'm-
podcast with Terry. No,
I'm a
this
libertarian,
guy's
of
just-
course. Come on.
Don't relax. Go. We know you
I
got
No,
it.
all right.
gotta bounce
Have a good
out.
show.
You guys were awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
you
Yeah, thank you so
Thanks.
much. Dude, oh my bad. Messed up your hair.
See, Black Lives don't matter.
Yeah, black hair doesn't matter
Black-
either.
Well, no, I can go black hair right here. Come on now, man. Look at that.
No.
Wait.
This is not
We got the better hair real quick.
just
We
because
the
you
better
got the yaki, that don't mean
The
it's
yaki.
black hair.
At,
Get out
40,
of
What
here.
are
at
you talking
41,
about?
I'm gonna say I got
About,
the best hair.
hair. All right, y'all. Peace.
I haven't even started losing it
He's
yet.
got the Indian wave. All right. So it's just me and Terry.
That's true.
Get ready for it, bitches. All right. And we are talking Black Lives Matter. A Black Lives Matter activist shot a mayoral candidate this week. And Black Lives Matter blamed him out, y'all. The candidate now feels traumatized. Who's to blame? Terry?
Outrage culture. Like I blame the dude. Obviously, he shot the guy. So obviously he's gonna face penalties and punishments for that, which he should. The candidate, the candidate saying that he's traumatized. But, I just wish that people like that would at least understand that you're not helping your cause. If you're gonna commit acts of violence, do it under the flag of your opposition. So wear a MAGA hat and then shoot the guy.
I don't know that he did it under like BLM. He was a BLM member, but he, like any good old boy, had a lapse in his mental health.
Yep.
No one was hurt, and
Personally, I hope there are more random shootings by younger black men,
And I
because that's the only way we're going to get sensible gun laws passed in the country.
you know what I really thought about this? I thought about this. Damn care. I thought about this and I was like, this is a full circle type of story, right? This guy, this Black Lives Matter activist running for council, city council, shoots at a mayoral candidate and gets bailed out by Black Lives Matter, who vehemently hated throughout the country. And Black Lives Matter is like, well, that's where a lot of black people end up dead. And they bailed him out. And you know what? This guy, he's suffering from mental health issues. And no one died. So I think it's like almost a full circle story.
Well, that's a much, much larger issue. With over 2 million incarcerated people in the country, more than 20% of them are only in jail because they are severely mentally ill, and they used to be kept in, hospitals. Like when people say, "Oh, well, you plead insanity," and they think you go to like some hospital. Most of the time, that is not true. Most people with schizophrenia are in jail for nonviolent offenses because of their illness, and that's just what we do. We just shove them away, and because we don't want to, it goes back to John F. Kennedy. He closed down the old snake pits, but he was supposed to reopen new ones, new mental health care centers, and he got killed beforehand. So, and then just Johnson never did anything about it.
So we got our favorite viewer, Jason Pellish. He's saying, of course, Black Lives Matter is to blame for exacerbating rage and violence. So he's blaming Black Lives Matter for this shooting that this one individual did.
The whole hating Black Lives Matter movement, the hatred towards it is the biggest straw man argument I've ever seen in my life. I've been to some of those rallies. I've been to some of those protests. It's nothing. It's nothing. Go back to blaming Antifa, at least. And that, I always laughed at that because Antifa stands for anti-fascist. So if you're against them, what are you saying you're for? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the only problem with Antifa is they consider the U.S. government to be fascist, and they're not. We're one of the last true, real democracies left, and we're losing that now. So
I just want to know why this Quintez Brown shot this dude. That isn't clear. And let me just say, Quintez is hot. I'm sorry he's in jail now.
When people get,
So he's a hot man.
yeah, I heard you. That added a lot to the discussion. But no, it's just we're gonna talk about it where it's for white people in a minute. So, but
Oh, okay. I was like, are we still at?
hopefully not.
Well, I don't know. You know, like one thing that might have helped is that he, you know, since he was suffering from mental health issues, hadn't slept in 2 days, maybe we shouldn't have given him access to a gun. And you know what? Americans are so sick of gun violence. Fucking Terry. They are taking local action. I see your sarcasm.
No.
Americans are so sick of gun violence. They are taking local action. You sent me this story too.
I did.
Explain.
The NRA pretty clearly. The NRA has a system to shoot down any gun regulation, no matter what it is. They tell their members, anybody who's ever been a member can attest to this, they will send you emails saying there's a vote in your county or there's a vote in your state. Go to this room, or go to this building, and then go to this room at this time. They tell them exactly where to go. They give them directions on not only where to go, but the exact room they need to be in. They make it very clear, and then they say, just say no to whatever they're proposing. It doesn't matter. It could be like, they could be passing a bill to say, hey, ex-convicts can't leave prison, and then immediately go buy a gun. And they'd be like, nope. And that's it. Their answer is no. They just flat out say no.
Why are you saying the NRA? Because the
Because they're the
NRA are the ones who make it impossible federally
Or locally, or statewide.
Are
Yeah.
they having trouble? Because guys, this is in Columbus. The Columbus mayor declared gun violence a public health crisis amid rising homicides. Like in over 90% of the homicides are done. So he was taking local action, and that's what prompted this story. Like, I think Americans are just fucking sick of it, and I think it is a large part because the NRA inhibits our government from being able to take action.
They do.
I also think a lot of our government are unwilling to take action because they want to,
You want to know how?
placate the gun lobby, the gun lobbyists, not just the
Here's the
NRA,
thing.
but like people who are like very pro-gun.
It's only the gun lobbyists because the NRA actually only has 2 million members. Now, to put that in context for you, what's that the gym thing? What's that gym with all the purple equipment? Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness has 8 million members. Yeah, so they're actually a very, very small group, but they have a lot of money, and they get a lot of money from gun manufacturers like Remington, Browning, all these other groups. They provide money to their lobbyists that then go, and it's the same thing. It's what our democracy has become. Our democracy has become whoever has the most wealth and the most money gets the most influence, no matter whether they're the majority or the minority. They could be the smallest minority in the world, but if they got enough money, guess what? And that's the only reason. And by the way,
a lot of money.
And just a little side note, just to prove this point, the only reason we still use pennies today, even though most governors or most people in power of government and most citizens say we should just do away with them and round everything up, even most merchants say they will just round down towards the customer, and that would be fine. It would make their lives easier, make everybody easier. But
I feel like that make everybody like go up $1.
Nope, no, a nickel. It's at max 4 cents. So no, but even the merchants said they would just round it down. But there's a small lobbyist group for zinc, which is used in making pennies, that has kept it alive for more than 15 years.
That makes sense. I think you had a comment. I thought I said Jason.
It's fine. It's whatever.
What
Go ahead.
did-
Continue
What
talking.
did Jason say?
On which term?
This one.
Oh, guns just let average people have some degree of force. Otherwise, only very rich people would have full force. What are you talking about? That's insane. That's crazy.
That makes sense from coming from Jason. Right?
That doesn't make any sense at all. A gun doesn't. Never mind.
I don't know. I just think that like
I own guns. I grew up with guns. I own guns right now. I have nothing against guns, but I have nothing against cars either. But you should have to have a license to take a test to see if you can own one. You know.
yeah, I just think
Right now in the state of Florida, you can be Baker acted and diagnosed with mental illness and still legally buy a firearm.
we joke about it, guys.
That's crazy.
But I just think that like
Licensed bodyguards.
it's
It's gonna help them when
I'm
the dollar
glad-
collapses.
I'm glad to see that somebody else is sick of it. You know, it's nice to see a mayor in a big city like trying to do something. I wish we would, as a country, do something because it's not just. I mean, they have like all these individual murders, but there's also a lot of like shootings that like you worry about being in public spaces. Like yesterday, I was at BJ's having just lunch, and I was like, somebody could walk in here, and I got anxious a little bit and just wanted to leave. But you know, that's just.
That's Dean in his car. That's what that is.
Somebody needed some attention. Is what that was.
Yeah.
All right,
We
guys.
get it. You have a small dick.
Don't be ashamed. Okay, guys.
I am.
We are gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Terry,
Yeah.
I know you got words for white people this week.
I
What you
do.
got?
All right, honkies. Now this one is definitely for us, because we are the victims of this more than any other group. We are the group that gets used in this particular ploy more than anybody else's group, and you can actually get to say that you were persecuted, because when it comes to this one particular thing, you very much are, and that's rage culture. We have taught and trained ourselves and each other through motivations that are self-serving to learn how to get people to just focus on the negative. There are very few positive news stories on any news outlet. I will say that it's worse on right-leaning outlets, but it's still there on left-leaning outlets too. It's almost just as bad, but it's a close second. Stop looking at the negative. Stop listening. Stop watching. Did you know that more liberals watch Fox News than watch CNN in the latest study? Why? Why would they do that? They claim to hate these people. They claim to disagree with everything they stand for, and yet they still watch it, and they're supporting it and keeping the lights on. And that is why Fox News is the highest rated news source on cable television. It's simply because of that reason, because they get their viewers on the right, and they also get a ton of viewers from the left. And they do that because we have been trained and we have taught ourselves to look for the negative. Always look for the negative. That's why you see these clickbait article titles, where if you actually read the article, it's not as bad ever as the title makes it out to be. So when you see shit like this, just remember in the back of your head that it was designed to make you feel angry. It was designed to make you feel outraged, and it's destroying the country and its culture and its populace at the very heart of itself. And if it doesn't stop, it will be the end of us. So just remember, when you see that clickbait article headline, or when you see that outrageous story on cable news that's like, it seems so crazy it couldn't possibly be true, it's probably because it isn't. It's just overblown hogwash to get ratings, to get column inches, and to get pseudo fake awards on bullshit reporting. So just keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind, white people.
Yep. And
Terry Wayne.
all people, but mainly white people.
All right. felt a little attacked because of our car ride, but it's fine. Focus on the negative. But
It was
nonetheless,
already on my mind.
guys, Terry, you got anything coming up this week?
I do. I will be at the Boca Black Box 2 on Saturday. It is.
2.0.
I said 2.
2.0.
I don't
It's
fucking.
not just 2. It's
I'm not.
2.0.
All right. You splitting hairs a little bit? You get a little nitpicky.
That's the name of the place, though. It's 2.0.
Well, I guess it's because I'm a misogynist
No,
racist
you getting it.
that
You
I couldn't fit the 2.0. I just said 2.
You get
instead.
nitpicky.
Who the fuck cares? If you want to see me, I'm at the Black Box in Boca. It's the 2.0 next door.
All right, and I will be later, very much later, in Lake Worth at Propaganda at the festival this weekend.
If I don't choke her on the ride home.
Yeah, because I'm gonna ride down to the 2.0. You can see us both, and he's not gonna go to my show.
No, I meant if I don't choke her on the ride home tonight. She's full of piss and vinegar today.
You hear him, folks. If
I
I
do.
turn up dead, you know to look for.
That's right.
Um,
Search the glades.
Until next week. I sound so worried, right? Okay, until next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Blamegirl podcast with
Mr. Terry White.
all right, bye guys.